Marcus Aurelius. 15 Stoic lessons that will change your life instantly. Have you ever felt like your life is following a script? Each new day is a replica of the day before leaving you, feeling like you're stuck in an endless loop. The challenges and difficulties of life seem to let you down when you feel exhausted at times. The fear of a sudden death also creeps into your mind at times like these. Are you looking for another way out? Can we control our lives, or are they all just unchanging? There is one truth that Stoic philosophy teaches us, and that is that the power to change our lives does not come from external factors, but in our own mind and our willpower. Every thought and every decision you make with the power to transform your reality, no matter how challenging it may be. Let me tell you about Nick Vui, a man who conquered his destiny not through physical strength or fortunate circumstances, but through remarkable determination. Nick was born without all 4 limbs, but he didn't let that stop him. He overcame stages of pain, despair, and loss of self to discover the true meaning of life. Nick realized that his ability to change his life became an inspiration to millions of people, not because of his appearance or his circumstances, but because of his thoughts and decisions. Today, Nick is not just a motivational speaker, but he is also an author, musician, actor, and happy father. He showed that by changing our thoughts, everything around us can change in remarkable ways. If you are looking for the secrets to transform your life into a new, brighter chapter, this video will be an inspiration you cannot ignore. Today we embark on a journey to explore 15 valuable lessons from Stoic philosophers such as Marcus from Epicus and Seneca. I sincerely hope that you will join us from start to finish of this video, because every lesson we share is not only advice but also a key to unlocking positive change, in that will lead you to a more open future. Become and brilliant. Lesson number 1: transforming obstacles into motivation. First, let's explore the greatness of Marcus Aurelius, one of the outstanding Roman emperors. He was renowned for his noble character and Stoic philosophy, an ancient philosophy that asserts we don't control the world, but we always control how we react to it. In times of hardship, with prolonged pandemics, wars, and crisis, Marcus Aurelius found solace in Stoicism. He likened life to treating a wound, and Stoicism was the spiritual medicine for his soul. That's why he endeavored to convey this philosophy to future generations in his only work, Meditations on Dark Nights. He didn't record daily events or plan for the next day. Instead, he constructed eternally deals in dreams. Stoicism is designed as a spiritual remedy that helps us face the weaknesses of life and awaken the inner strength to self-improve. We often encounter barriers and difficulties that are unavoidable. However, Marcus Aurelius has taught us a valuable lesson to transform these obstacles into powerful motivators. It is the magic of turning adversity into the fire of passion and turning challenges into sources of encouragement. When we face difficulties and challenges, remember that they are not failures but opportunities to become stronger. Marcus Aurelius said our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or our dispositions, because we can accommodate and adapt. The mean adapts and converts to its purposes the obstacle to our acting. The impending action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This quote shows us that despite any obstacles, our intentions and merit can remain free and unbounded. We have the ability to adapt and adjust. Our minds can transform obstacles into opportunities for AC on. In fact, impediments to action can propel progress. What stands in the way becomes the way. Indeed, failure is not to be feared. What is truly fearful is not learning from failure. Embrace the lessons from each setback and turn them into sources of motivation to go further in life. In every challenge, seek opportunities and meaning. That's how we We turn obstacles into limitless sources of encouragement, turn obstacles into driving forces to guide you, transform difficulties into sources of motivation, turn adversity into the fire of passion, and continue on the path of life with patience and determination. Ultimately, you will realize that obstacles are not strong to hold you back. They are simply lessons that make you stronger, wiser, and more passionate. Lesson number 2: facing challenges. Each of us experiences challenges in life's difficulties. Obstacles and barriers always appear and test us every day, but Marcus Aurelius reminded us that life is a struggle and a stay in a foreign land, but the glory that comes after it is forgetfulness. Life is never an easy journey. Instead of avoiding or blaming circumstances, we must face these difficulties head on and accept them as a natural part of life's. Challenges are not an expression of failure, they are opportunities for it. When we face difficulties with courage, we face a personal test and find ways to overcome them. This makes us stronger, wiser, and more adaptable in life. A concrete example of taking a challenge and turning it into an opportunity is co-founder Steve Jobs' journey. Apple's Steve Jobs had a difficult time and was fired from the company that helped found. This failure could have caused many to take a step back and give up, but instead of dwelling on the failure, he faced it and was determined to achieve it. Took advantage of this opportunity in the years following Steve Jobs' founding and then returned to Apple. Through tireless efforts, he led the development of innovative products such as the iPhone and iPad, which changed the entire technology industry and the world. Steve Jobs insists on expansion. By facing challenges, he turned failures into successes and reached the pinnacle of his career. So remember that every challenge is an opportunity for growth and development. Face them with courage and patience. You will find the inner strength to overcome any difficulty, and this will change your life forever. Lesson number 3: live as if this is your last moment. In the spirit of Stoic philosophy, the concept of living as if we're the final moment is closely related to motu mori, an ancient reminder that we will die. For Marcus Aurelius, this is not just a gloomy thought, but a powerful reminder to live a fulfilling life at every moment, because time is the most precious thing we have. Remember that the mori moment is not about thinking about death, but about giving meaning to life. When we live with the consciousness of the mori moment, every decision, every action, every word carries with the weight of real life. We learn to free ourselves from the limitations of thoughtless fears and anxieties, and instead cultivate sincerity, gratitude, and joy in every moment. This isn't just about practicing freedom from things beyond our control, but also about focusing on the power of the present. Marcus Aurelius also once thought about death. You could give up on life. Now let that determine what you do, say, and think. He believed that life is not just a series of events, but also the way we deal with them and live them as if this is your last moment. With moment awareness would be mori is not just a lesson about death. It is a lesson about how to live, a powerful reminder to enjoy and appreciate every second of life, because we never know if it is the last moment of the is. So comment on the moment mori to let us know that you are ready to accept death as an inevitable part of life. Lesson number 4: find your purpose. Purpose in the quiet moments of the early morning. Marcus Aurelius sowed the seeds of a valuable lesson in finding the meaning of life from the simple law of waking up early every day. Once said, I have to go to work like a human being. What do I have to complain about when I'm going to do what I was born to do, the things I was born to do or if this is what I was created for, to snuggle under the covers and keep as warm as King. Marcus Aurelius was not obliged to rise early. He could stay up late without immediate consequences, and no one would question his tardiness or a possible decline in his income but it was in the stillness of the morning that he not only the awakening of the body, but also the call of the soul every morning. He realized that each day was not just a sign of life, but a symbol of a purposeful life, and Marcus Aurelius believed that getting up early was an exercise. For the soul, every sunrise was a reminder and opportunity for him to redefine his goals and priorities. For Marcus, exploring the life purpose was not a distant journey. It lay in every day's action and thought. It was apparently small actions taken with awareness and intention became enormously important. They viewed choosing a healthy breakfast as a small act that reflects concern for their own health. When someone chooses a nutritious meal instead of a quick and unhealthy breakfast, they are not only nourishing their body, but it also sends a powerful message to your spirit. I deserve to be taken care of. Getting up early isn't just about getting out of bed, it's about waking up and creating the meaning of your life. If you want to be more productive and achieve more, make it a habit to wake up early to live a life worth living. Value life. Lesson number 5. In search of the highest values. Imagine yourself facing a mountain of debt where every day is a battle against fear and anxiety. Everything seems to be collapsing around you. It's really frightening when you feel like there's no way out and the door of hope closes slowly. However, in times like this, challenge, the lesson of seeking courage becomes a beacon of hope. In Let's Go Back in Time, when Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, faced a massive threat while his nation was attacked by hostile tribes in the north in the final during the years of his reign in Marcus Aurelius had to cope with 2 major disasters, a pandemic and a brutal wherein. However, in his personal diary, he never mentioned these painful events, but always stated that no challenge was too great as long as he was in. Has firmly relied on the 4 pillars of Stoic philosophy: courage, moderation, justice, and wisdom, so that when you find yourself in financial difficulty, as in the situation described above, you do not sink into despair, but realize that you recognize, even if you can't completely control it given the financial situation, you still have a choice in how you want to deal with it. Focus on developing virtues such as patience, courage, and self-control instead of letting fear and anxiety take over. Choose to face the challenge calmly and decisively. Through this process, you will not only learn how to manage your finances more intelligently, but also develop inner strength. You begin to face any challenge, not to be seen as a wall that blocks your path, but as a ladder that helps you climb. Every decision is based on the highest values that you have chosen for self-control, courage, and resilience, like Marcus Aurelius. Next, we move on to Epicurus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers. He was born into slavery and before becoming one of the most influential philosophers of the ancient world, is famous for his philosophical attitude, aimed at accepting what is because is beyond our control, and focuses on improving what we can control, particularly our minds and our attitude. It acts as your ident with practical advice for living a meaningful and peaceful life. Even today has a profound impact on lesson number 6, the power of perception. We imagine life as a giant canvas. Every event, every challenge is just a brush stroke. We can choose to perceive it as an awkward imperfection or as an integral part of a great painting. When we accept that every trial is an opportunity for growth and every difficulty is a valuable lesson, the canvas of life becomes richer and more meaningful. Epicurus once advised us that it is not events that trouble people, but your judgments about them. His advice is that no external force can change our minds. It is our judgments and interpretations of events that have the power. So when faced with adversity, instead of blaming yourself, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This is not only a way to overcome difficulties, but also a secret to building a resilient and unbreakable society. Spirit remembers that we cannot control everything that happens, but we always have the power to control how we perceive and respond to them. The power of perspective is the key that opens the door to inner peace and spiritual freedom. Lesson number 7: adversity as a blacksmith. Let us perceive challenges not as enemies, but as the fire that burns the furnace in our souls. As the epic Titus once said, the true man reveals himself in difficult times. When we face adversity, we often feel helpless, but with every challenge we face an opportunity to steel our souls and strengthen our spiritual strength. See every difficulty as a test, an opportunity to exercise patience, courage, and justice. Every challenge is a stepping stone, an opportunity for us to learn and improve. As the metal is forged in the fire, our character is refined through hardships and trials. The epic Titus says that we cannot completely control all events in life, but we can control how we react to them. Look for strength in every challenge, and the lessons teach us overcoming adversity is not about being defeated, but about emerging stronger and facing adversity. We can convert everything that happens to us into fuel and become stronger as a result. Are you truly willing to face and embrace adversity? If the answer is yes, please comment, I am ready to accept adversity. Lesson number 8: discern and choose. Epictetus expressed that in life we often encounter situations and events that are beyond our control. What is particularly noteworthy, however, is that we always have the right and the ability to control how we react and decide to deal with these situations. The source of true freedom and the ability to control our lives. To illustrate this, imagine being stuck in heavy traffic during rush hour. In this situation, you can't control the traffic flow or create an empty highway. There is no support that can make your ride faster or change the shape of the road. No matter how angry you are, the cars in front of you don't move faster. While you blame and get frustrated about its situation, you can use this time to relax and listen a favorite song or think about other positive aspects of life. So the most important lesson is self-discipline and the ability to distinguish between what is really important and what is only temporary. By knowing yourself, are aware and recognize the basic values of life, we can make smart decisions and focus on what's important. Try to apply this lesson in your daily life by focusing on what you can control and making well thought out decisions. This change will help you face any challenge with calm and composure, creating a calmer life. Positive path of personal development. Lesson number 9: overcome vanity. Eliminate vanity, for it is impossible for someone to begin learning what they think they know. Epictetus emphasize that when we become overconfident and believe ourselves to be better than others, we become prisoners of arrogance and self-sufficiency. Contentment leads to an imbalance in the soul and hinders spiritual development, which must be overcome. The epic Conceit Titus advised us that no one is perfect. We are all affected by change and the moves of fate. Believe that we should focus on controlling our own thoughts and actions rather than comparing ourselves to others. But don't get me wrong, no one is completely perfect, but you can do many good things learning from what we have experienced to improve every person we meet, every situation we participate in, every book when we read, or every movie we watch. These are all opportunities for us to learn, continually improve, and move forward on the path of progress. Imagine that you are a tall tree standing strong in the face of a strong wind. You are strong within your core values, but at the same time flexible and humble in the way you face the challenges of life. By embracing humility, you free yourself from the heavy armor of pride and find peace and clarity within yourself. Lesson number 10: the virtue of self-discipline. Imagine a ship sailing in the turbulent sea, and discipline is the captain of the ship, and the vast ocean symbolizes our life. The captain must know how to adjust the rudder and sails to withstand the storms and waves. And if discipline cannot control that, a ship can be overwhelmed by a storm. Discipline is not just about controlling actions, but also controlling thoughts and emotions. It's about learning not to get carried away by the turbulence of life, is the power to resist temptations, face difficulties, and maintain patience in every situation. We fully realize our values and principles. Through discipline, it is not an oppressive restriction, but a true freedom by controlling ourselves, avoiding we find the dependence on external things and independence of mind. According to the philosopher Epictetus, self-discipline brings many important benefits, such as the determination of focus, the adherence to true values, and the ability to face the challenges of life, to endure what your true strength is. In conclusion, Ep 2 reminds us that the path of self-discipline is not always easy to follow, but it is the only path to spiritual freedom and happiness, which is why self-discipline is considered one of the most valuable lessons Stoic philosophy capable of giving you. To change lives will immediately help you master your ship in the sea of life. By mentioning Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, I would be remiss not to mention Seneca. Seneca was an important figure who laid a solid foundation for the development of Stoic philosophy. His wisdom was transmitted in through his role as a writer, orator, and thinker. Seneca's teachings were recorded in his literary works and personal works. Patience and calm. In the rest of today's video, we will explore Seneca's final 5 lessons, the lessons that can improve your life. Lesson number 11: choosing friends and social environments. Seneca once said to associate with people who are likely to make you better. Seneca's advice is a powerful reminder of the importance of choosing our relationships carefully. When you choose to associate with people with high character, knowledge, and positive thinking, you create an environment of constructive interaction that instills in you not only high moral values, but also a strong personal and promotes spiritual development. Imagine being a precious gem being polished by trusted friends. These friends will help you eliminate impurities and make you more radiant and stand out. On the contrary, if you choose to associate with people with negative influences or low moral values, you might feel like you are becoming boring and losing your beauty. Therefore, take inspiration from Seneca's advice for building a positive social environment and choosing friends who will have a positive impact on your life. Just a few good friends can significantly change your life. Through this lesson, please tell us how you choose your friends. Are you experiencing a lasting relationship? Feel free to share your story in the comments below. Excited to hear lesson number 12: overcoming fear. We can't control all situations in life, but we can control how we react. Anxiety often arises from the fear of losing what we have, but it can be overcome through a Stoic mindset. They are not afraid of death, of failure, of misfortune. Not even once wrote that there are more things that Lucilius can scare us than crush us. We suffer more often in our imagination than in reality. Seneca lived at a time when he was suffering from chronic lung disease and faced numerous challenges. Living in an era full of government conflict and violence, saw 5 different emperors experience exile and suffered a second loss. And yet, despite all these difficulties, the teachings emphasize that the most important problem we must face is our personal fears. The process of overcoming fear is not based on reckless bravery, but in overcoming it through theory and knowledge. Learn the principles of fear is not just a feeling, but also a mental challenge. It requires patience and courage on our part, but if you learn to overcome it, you will become stronger and will be ready to face any challenge in life. Remember that fear does not shape your life. What really matters is how you approach it. Use it as a tool to become stronger and develop increasing resilience. Lesson number 13: perspectives on death. When it comes to death, many of us often express fear, aversion, or even try to avoid it. However, instead of fearing death, Seneca advises us to confront it with a steadfast spirit. He once said, "This is our big mistake, to think we look Forward to death, most of the death is already gone. Whatever time has passed is owned by death. He believed that death was not the final punctuation mark, but rather the end of suffering. Cinna asserts that we have already lived a significant portion of our lives before facing death. The key is not to await death, but to live in the present moment. The time that has passed no longer belongs to death. It belongs to us. We have the right to enjoy it, learn from it, and derive meaning from life. Seneca advises us to live a life where the anxieties of death do not diminish our worth. Instead, live a meaningful, creative life and savor each moment with his perspective on death. Seneca conveys a powerful message about how to view it. It is not something strange or dreadful, but an inevitable part of life. We can learn to face it courageously and live our lives with purpose and direction. Lesson number 14. Excellence requires adversity. Like a sword forged by the hand of a blacksmith, we too must pass trials to become stronger and overcome the difficulty and mistakes from which we learn that they shape our character. No peak can be reached without obstacles. In fact, these difficulties are the source of motivation that pushes us to higher goals. Cinna teaches us that overcoming challenges is never easy, but it is the right path for us to reach the summit. The talent and the excellence. When we overcome challenges, we become stronger, smarter, and enabled to adapt to any situation. Excellence is not the result of luck, but rather the result of patience, effort, and determination in the face of difficulty. Remember that great philosophers like Marcus Aurelius Epicus and Seneca began as rough stones. Only through training and overcoming challenges have they become luminaries in the history of people who have overcome obstacles to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and the pursuit of excellence. Lesson number 15. Accept time and mortality. We often spend too much time and energy worrying about things we cannot control and thinking about the future or the shortcomings of the past. Cinna emphasizes that this only wastes the precious moments of lifetime. Is constantly passing, and we can't get anything back. Lost moments. So he advises us to focus on the present, take advantage of every minute, and enjoy it to the fullest. Being sensitive to death is not pessimism, but a way of appreciating life. Often we avoid talking about it, although we don't have to fear death, but the fact is that it exists around us. We can use the temporality of life to set appropriate priorities. Death is not certain, but what is certain is that everyone will experience it one day. And when we remember that life is short, we will ask important questions about the meaning of life, such as, am I living a life, meaningful life? Am I doing the most important things in my life? In his final lesson, Seneca leaves a strong reminder to live a life to be proud of and not regret when death is around the corner. Not knowing what awaits below, we have completed the journey of Stoic philosophy through 15 valuable lessons from philosophers Marcus Aurelius Epicus and Seneca. We hope that the tips and wisdom we have shared in this video have motivated and greatly inspired you. If you feel that you have gained useful value from this content, let us know by hitting the like button and leaving a comment below. Let us know what you think of these lessons. Which lesson impressed you the most? Or if you don't know what to say, left one comment. I will live a better life, so we know you are ready for self-improvement. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family so that they too have access to these valuable lessons. If you would like to continue watch interesting and informative videos on Stoic philosophy and related topics, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications so you don't miss new videos. Thank you for joining us on this live journey through Stoic philosophy and making your life more meaningful. Can you subscribe our Inspire Quote channel? Thanks in advance. Can you write next topic video we will upload? Goodbye.